Okay. Hey, Parker.
Hello.
And we also have Tanner, looking good.
Yep.
And
Yep.
Josh. Whoa, there you
Yeah.
are. What a scary
Uh,
group. What a scary group of individuals. So, do we have any parents coming in, or just you three so far?
just me.
Hey, Josh.
My mom's right over here.
Yeah.
Okay. I have I remember last summer when your brother participated in a rookie rugby thing we did at the Rugby on the Rock. I was cleaning out some rugby stuff, and I found his certificate for that from last year. I'll try to figure out a way to get it to you.
Okay.
How you guys doing?
Good.
Hello, Mr.
Oh, my.
Denton.
He's so slow.
Hey, Coach.
Okay. And then, of course, there you are, Tanner.
That's good.
And Parker just went off microphone. So you guys have been doing this for school, like for the past 3 months, haven't you? Doing this
Yeah,
Zoom
about that.
All right, we'll wait a couple more minutes. I suspect that one or two more people will show up. The intent today is so I can actually see some other faces, since I haven't seen anybody since I've been at home. And also just so that we can check up on people, see how things are going. And the purpose of obviously with this is to talk rugby, ideas for rugby, questions about rugby. If you have any problems because your families are part of rugby, whatever, as long as we can say the word rugby sometime within it, the floor is pretty much open. So, Josh, are you doing the logger stuff? Were you doing the logger fitness thing?
No. I've just been doing school.
You know, it's amazing when you think, oh, teleworking, I can work from home. Boy, that gives me all kinds of time to goof off. I've discovered that I actually do more work at home than I do at work. Scary enough. Is that the same with the school work?
Yeah, basically. I think it's more productive. So.
Yeah, I don't have as many distractions. What about you, Tanner?
I've just not really. I do the same thing as I do, same amount of work.
And Parker?
I've been not doing much. I've been working out.
Okay, red hydrogen 1. Who the heck would that be? Any guesses? Red hydrogen 1, really?
Hello, Coach.
Hello.
Hey,
How are we doing, Jess?
doing good. What about you?
Oh, I'm doing better. I'm doing better. Of course, it'll help when you actually sit down and stop moving your phone in all kinds of ways. Oh, no. Football, no football allowed on the rugby at the rugby meeting.
I took it off.
Looks like you've been lifting some weights, though.
Yeah. Yes, Coach, I am.
Okay. So, like I said, really part of the meeting today is just to start reaching out, seeing if we want to continue doing this, and then also talk about things that are important for you guys. None of you are seniors, right?
No, Coach.
Okay. So then you guys have a vested interest in, one, if we have a summer sevens season, and two, how we prepare for next year, because we will lose a lot of our experienced seniors. So I'm certainly open to ideas on how we would want to prep for next year. Your ideas, your thoughts. Jason, keep pushing the football thing, because Coach Keel is very, very very up on you playing rugby. So when football season starts up, show him that even though you had very little in the way of game time, the 6 weeks of practice that you had made you a better better football player. And Josh, same thing for I don't remember his name, the coach at Bremerton. I tried setting up with him to have some of our coaches teach tackling skills for your school. Tanner, what school do you go to?
South.
South. Your new coach was very, and I sent him stuff, but the whole seemed interested in promoting within his football team, promoting rugby. Do you know if that went?
I don't know.
Okay. All right. And Parker, do you even do football?
I do not. I thought of it, but I haven't decided if I'm going to do football.
Well, since we missed out this season, football may be a good thing to do to help get you conditioned, build up your condition, and get your mental state ready to start playing rugby again.
Yeah.
Okay, so I've babbled enough. I don't think anyone else is going to show up, but I am very pleased that we have 5 of you young men, all junior, or 4 of you young men and 1 old fart, juniors who will actually be part of the team leadership next year. So what I'm going to do right now is basically stop talking and throw it up to you. Questions, ask questions. What are we doing? How are we doing? What should we do? Things like that. And this is not Coach Shepard talking to you guys. This is you guys also talking among yourselves. Because we have what? Central, Bremerton, South. Parker, where are you? Parker, what high school do you go to? Parker, can you hear me?
Yeah.
What school do you go to?
I go to North.
Okay, so right here I have 4 team leaders and 4 schools. If we can figure out a way to integrate that. North Kitsap, that's a pretty long haul to make it to practice, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's worth it.
I hope so. So, that being said, I'm throwing it to you guys. Jason, wake up.
Yeah, I'm thinking. Hold on. Has everyone been working out a lot, or whatever you guys been working for like working out guys?
I've been working out and I'm doing a bunch of stuff. Like I just did leg day yesterday.
That's good.
You guys should at least be going for runs, even if you're not working out. Just go for a run at least. Keep up conditioning.
At least a mile, every day or something. I know it's probably hard for a lot of players right now, but we still got to be in shape till next season for rugby. So, at least in my opinion. And it is a good time to get ready.
Right now is when you're gonna get the most out of your workouts and things, just building muscle mass.
Yeah, exactly. Work on your speed and stuff, and you'll be fine.
Come on, Tanner. Come on, Josh. Start talking.
Are you guys coming out for 7s?
Yeah,
If there is a 7s.
Yeah, for sure. I'm gonna do that.
I sent an email to the executive director of Rugby Washington this morning, asking for a status update to include summer 7s. The normal course is that season ends in May. June is sort of fitnessy type, and then July, every weekend in July, we have a rugby tournament. So we are still within the realm of possibility for a summer 7s program. It will be interesting though, because they'll still have to identify places, locations for matches. Because normally Summer Sevens is a tournament. It's not a scheduled game.
Yeah.
So if we do sevens, how many players do you think you're going to be able to get out?
Probably more than 7, honestly. I have some football players that wanted to do rugby this year, but it was already too late for them. So last year.
Okay. We're going to get anyone
I've
from
been
Bremerton?
I've been trying to get people to play rugby, but I haven't had much success. Like there hasn't been
What
much
way?
interest. I've just been trying to get people to at least come out and try it, but there just not has been much interest
Okay.
here.
All right. Well, one suggestion I have that has come to me, and actually North Kitsap was supposed to have one already, from what I was told, would be one of the 3 schools up in northern part of Kitsap that would be having a ASB club, rugby club, sponsored by a school teacher on the school itself. And the only requirement is you like rugby. You have your meetings, you talk about rugby, you take a rugby ball out, you throw it around. Because it would be a sanctioned club, you're actually able to use school resources for recruiting, school resources for classroom. So that may be something to think about. Is find if each one of your schools find a teacher that that knows rugby or is willing to host or sponsor. I'm not sure the different terms that are used in each of the school, and sponsor a rugby club. And then from there, you can put out the things, and people show up, and some guys will show up because they're interested. Some girls will probably show up because their boyfriends are showing up, and then because there's girls, their boys will show up. I mean, that's just the nature of high school. But all you really need to do is once you put a rugby ball into someone's hands and start playing touch rugby, you have many people interested. I mean, isn't that your experience? All of you've been around rugby, so you know that, isn't it your experience? You just get a rugby ball into someone's hands.
Yeah.
Okay. What?
Yeah, I'll try to ask some of the football players, because we have like workouts or unofficial workouts that we have. So I'll ask some of the football players tomorrow.
Workouts?
Yeah.
You're maintaining your social distancing, and your group size is not in violation of the governor's executive order, right?
Yeah.
So this brings an interesting thought, though. Every year the adults try to figure out how we can get more rugby players. And we think we have a good way of doing it, a good way to recruit new rugby players.
Okay.
Couple problems with that. The techniques used to recruit that I've been using for 20, 30 years to recruit don't seem to work as well now. With the exception of physically going up to someone saying, "Do you want to play rugby?" And even you guys, all 4 of you, probably are having trouble with that. You say, "What, rugby? I don't want to play rugby." So, what are some of the ways that you could suggest that the team look at as means of recruiting new players?
I don't know. We could probably do open rugby things where we just get a bunch of people just play rugby and I don't know, just see if people like it and target it towards we have players to recruit.
Okay. One of the problems that I've noticed is that for the most part, any of your friends, for you four players, particularly Josh and Parker, and to some extent Jason and Tanner, all your friends know you play rugby. You've been asking all your friends to play rugby, and you really don't have any, you've probably tapped the available sources of people who play rugby within your friends. Is that true? Pretty much,
Yes.
they're getting tired of you saying, come out and play rugby. Come on, dude, you're just crazy. No. I mean, is that a true statement for all of you?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So one way to get around that is don't just deal with your school friends. Use your other social venues. How many people post, I make it a policy not to Facebook my rugby players. Primarily because I get far more drama and we have Team Snap. But how many of you guys actually post on your Facebook page about all the cool things that happen with rugby? I mean, I suspect every one of you players has at least 100 to maybe 300 friends on Facebook if you are on Facebook, right?
I mean, I don't really use Facebook.
Okay. And that's the other issue is Facebook is felt by many younger people, from what I've been told, what their grandma uses to keep in contact. However, social media is a very important part of how you guys interact. What is a good way to do it? I mean, Tanner, what makes you want? If you see something on social media, one, what is the platform? And two, what do you see that makes you say, I want to try that?
I'd probably be mostly on Facebook. That's what social media I use the most. Yeah.
Okay.
There'd probably be signs on there, advertisements, that when you're just going through your feed, you'll just see any advertisement, whatever people are posting. Doesn't really have to matter. You'll just see it. It'll just grab your attention no matter what.
So advertising on Facebook costs. You think it is something? We tried it last year, and we did not get a single new player out of what we tried purchasing ad time. Is there a good way to use Facebook still to get to people without it? I mean, should we have some sort of, maybe for you players, have some sort of a poster contest and use that as a photo when you put out, oh, I love rugby, come play rugby, look how cool we look in our shorts, or something like that? Would that be a technique, something to get people's attention?
Yeah, probably
Say, Coach, that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. I have no problem. I hear that all the time at work. What will work to draw your peers and get them at least hooked? We know that once we put a rugby ball in their hand, the interest rises. Now, at the start of this whole pandemic thing, Jason, you went on Snapchat, you went on Team Snap, to try to get some people to come exercise with you. Could Facebook be used something like that to just put out a message, hey, at whatever school you're at or whatever, say, hey, anybody, I have my rugby ball. Anyone want to play, just play touch rugby. And give a time and say, at the football field or at the soccer field or even I don't want to say parking lot because some people would actually do that. I've done it. But maybe, have some sort of really cool image designed by you players, and then something that says, "Hey, come out and play touch rugby. We'll teach you. Takes 5 minutes to learn," or something of that nature. Again, I'm just throwing things out here. You guys need some help here. I'm thinking.
Yeah, so I think like a post or something would work about that, like bringing, like saying, hey, just meet up for rugby, just play it, and like see if anyone's interested. Or
Each one of you has a rugby ball, right?
Yes, coach.
You got a rugby ball? You have a rugby ball? And Tanner, you have a rugby ball, don't you?
Yes.
And Josh, I bet you have like 10 rugby balls.
I just have the one, but yeah.
Okay. So, can they start, then this could also be another thing, particularly since we don't know what's happening with sevens. As soon as restrictions are removed, first thing everyone's going to do is get a haircut. For those who don't have parents that cut their hair, probably go to a restaurant, get some ice cream, and then start hanging out with your friends again, right? Start hanging out with your friends. Maybe just bring a rugby ball with you. Just don't even set up a tag game. Just, standing around and just toss the ball back and forth. And someone may ask, "Oh, dude, we don't need to see that belly button." Oh, yeah. Parker, you're trying to laugh real hard. But so something like that, does that make sense for you guys? As you guys start to get together, everywhere you go, bring a rugby ball. People will ask about it. In fact, when I was playing, the man of the match got a flat rugby ball and had to carry it with them. Now this was in college, and where I went to college, things like this were not considered acceptable, except for in this particular case. Had to carry their flat football or rugby ball around them, and people would ask about it, and that was one of the ways to get people's interest. We have a lot of flat rugby balls that we're getting ready to throw away. Is that something you guys think, or is that just too stupid?
I mean, like,
trying to say that's just too. Yeah, Tanner, you're about to say something.
I'll try doing that. Okay. I walk around school with a rugby ball.
That never. You guys still have the when I was in high school, back when we had log cabins and it was painted red and we were all in the same room. One of the ways that they were trying to teach social responsibility to some of the teenagers back when we used to have home ec is you had to carry a bag of flour around all the time. And you had to make sure it didn't get lost or didn't break or anything like that. And so everybody, or everyone who didn't know why you were carrying a bag of flour around would have to ask you and talk to them and stuff like that. I think the same thing could occur with a rugby ball. I was hoping that perhaps some parents would come on too. Do you think any of your parents would like to be involved with the running of the club next year? Coach Heyman will be stepping down as a team manager, and I am not good at being team manager and head coach at the same time. So, please broach a subject to your parents that says, would you like to do that? As juniors, you definitely will be, juniors or lower, you'll definitely be playing at least next year. So you certainly would want to be in your self-interest to have someone that's truly interested in ensuring that the team prospers. Also, in that particular light, we were talking about you don't really have a large circle of friends. We try to use Facebook Instagram. Do you guys use Instagram? I don't even know what it is.
Yeah.
I use
Yeah.
Instagram.
Is Instagram as useful, or can be something that we should be using? I guess one question: should the team have an Instagram account? We don't, because the people who run the team are.
I think so.
You think we should?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because then if people ask about it, we just refer them to the account and say, look at the account if you can't come out or something.
Is Instagram more popular with your age group than Facebook?
I'd say so.
It's Instagram and Snapchat.
Okay. I've been hearing that, but we haven't been able to set it up this year. How is it different from Facebook?
It's not really different. It's just more people are on Instagram.
Okay.
Like it's one of the social medias out there.
Is it something you guys would be more comfortable with using, trying to put the word out?
Probably.
Is it hard? I guess the question is it hard to establish an Instagram account?
It's easier. Usually when you know the passwording will be shown.
Okay. How about security? Is it relatively secure?
Yeah, it's by the same people who use Facebook owns it, so I mean.
So,
Okay. I actually had a couple of stalkers when they discovered our girls rugby team, and they were trying to. They also had their identities stolen, and fake profiles are out there where guys were pretending to be these girls and setting up Facebook relationships, ultimately asking for money and stuff. So yeah, need to be a little careful about things like that. All right. Say I set up an Instagram account. How would I use it?
You post
Or would I
either
point-
like
or would I
actual
point at one of
posts,
you
you add
to-
things to
one of you
stories,
for-
or
you
like,
guys figure out how to run it.
just following the same people and just follow a lot of people and then post about our team.
Okay.
Like what can make videos off of the rugby practices and stuff.
Okay.
And see if anyone and
So
send the
it's not-
location where you guys practice. That's what I would do.
Okay.
I gotta go though, Coach.
Well, I'm glad you showed up. Before you go, let me ask you this. Do you guys want to have another meeting like in a week or two?
Yeah, that sounds good, Coach.
Okay. Dude, you gotta turn the camera off before you start moving your phone. You were upside down, sideways, and now all I see is the top of your head.
My bad.
All right, I'll put out a word if we decide to go for another one. All right, Jason? Okay. So Parker, you were with a very successful program before you came to us. What are some of the things that we can do to change?
Well, one of the things that was really successful with my old program is I don't know how viable it would be here because there's just not as much of an interest, but we had a lot like middle school programs and we had like elementary school programs. And so it was easy to get that flow of people into high school, but that's what really helped with our program. But that's
So
kind
you
of
actually
hard
had
to do
your
here.
programs coming in.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you guys still have high school? Before you graduate, you actually have to have a service project. Is that still a requirement for you guys to graduate? Do you know what I'm asking?
The community service project.
Yes.
I don't know. I think so. I don't really know.
Let me propose as an idea, and you guys may want to take it and run on it just for your local area, is rookie rugby. If you have to have a service project, establish a rookie rugby camp or tournament or even league in your area. You do not have to be 18 to coach your rookie rugby. You need to have a level 100 coach, but you know what? You guys can also be level 100 coaches. It's online and it's free. The other thing is, I don't see this lasting until August. So perhaps we start talking about having rookie rugby. The other thing is, how many of you young men have younger siblings that are in elementary or middle school? Josh, is your brother in high school now?
Yeah.
Okay. Parker, I don't know what your family is. Do you have someone younger that's in middle school or elementary school?
I had two older sisters that played rugby, but that's it.
And Tanner?
I'm the youngest, so no.
Oh, well, USA Rugby actually has, and you can mention this if you mention it to your parents, and they can mention it. If you have a middle school or an elementary school locally that you have family contacts with, or even your high school, is that USA Rugby actually has established curriculum for rugby in schools. And if you're able to say, get someone interested in it, we actually had a school, the Academy, Peace Academy. Parker, where do you live? You live in North Kitsap, right?
Yes.
So you're on the road from Paulsbo to Bainbridge Island,
Yeah.
and about a third of the way, maybe to the bridge, off to the right and up the hill, there's a private school. It's some academy. I don't remember its name. They have.
I don't know about that.
They have expressed interest. In fact, they had asked for us to practice there, but they had expressed interest in setting up some sort of curriculum. So, as part of your idea, is if we can find local schools, it's always better, talk to your parents or talk to someone that and say, hey, we have USA Rugby has curriculums already established for rookie rugby or touch rugby, and with training schedules and stuff like that. And if the school decides they want to, we certainly have enough players around that we could have players show up at the school once in a while to help. Just a thought. And then, of course, rookie rugby, you can do that anytime you want. If you want more information, I certainly have it. The team received a donation of size 4 balls, which is rookie rugby size. So we actually have some rookie rugby balls, and we have the flags, although I prefer using a straight touch. But we have the rookie rugby equipment if any of you guys think that you want to help with that. Okay, I'm noticing on our time things are getting low. So let me reiterate, or let me repeat what we've said. I guess the biggest takeaway is we need an Instagram account for us. Should we just call ourselves Kitsap Rugby or the Kitsap Renegades High School Rugby Club? I mean,
The Kitsap Renegades or Kitsap Rugby.
What do you think would be better, Kitsap Rugby, Kitsap Renegades?
Kitsap Renegades.
Kitsap Renegades, and then we'll put Rugby Club. I have enough space. Okay. So we'll get an Instagram account. I'll figure out how to do that. We're still looking at target your friends, walk around with a rugby ball all the time. One point I had not mentioned, but I was planning on, and I diverted myself. Talk to your parents. Your social group is very small, just your peers at school, but your parents have their own networks, work, church, knitting cycle, motorcycle, riding club, whatever. So I have found the best recruiting actually almost always comes from parents. Strangely enough, a lot of them come from mothers who want their boys to play rugby. So as we start thinking, even on summer sevens, see if you talk to your parents about putting up flyers at work, or most of them also have Instagram or Facebook and post on their own account. And I'd also ask you to post things about rugby on your own account. Either share from the Kitsap Rugby, our page, or cool videos that you see, or your own things, and put it up and say, "Yeah, I love rugby. Come play rugby." Things like that. Feeders, programs, we talk about rookie rugby, target. Okay. I mean, seriously, one of the reasons I did this is I just needed to see some extra faces. Josh, does not look like your hair is growing at all. Was your dad cutting it for you? Josh, you still there?
Yeah.
Okay. Just wondering, as you can see, my hair is shaggy, and the first thing I'm going to do is get a haircut once restrictions are lifted on getting haircuts. Okay, so I enjoyed this. I was glad to see you. This was a spur of the moment. Would you guys like to do this again? Would you like to have just a rugby thing where we can talk about rugby, especially if I get more information? Next time we can actually talk about rugby tactics, put up some videos once I figure out how to do that. Would you guys like to try this again?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, is this a good time? 6 o'clock, or is it too late, too early?
6 is good for me.
Tuesday is usually a good time. Is it Tuesday 6 a good one for you? Josh?
Anytime's good for me.
Okay, Tanner?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. The other thing is these can also, your parents are also invited. It's just not cut, or if you have siblings that want to talk rugby. One of the things we'll need to do is on your own, when you get on Team Snap, go to Team Snap today and say, yes, we had the meeting, it was cool. Please be there at the next meeting, start using peer communications. Okay, any final questions for me? Because we have a minute left before this meeting shuts down. Okay, that's all I have. Thank you very much for showing up tonight. I appreciate it, and I hope you guys got something out of it. Okay, I'm shutting down now. Oh, someone's waiting. John Carmen. Okay, I'm going to admit him. Everyone say hi to John once he gets on. Hey, John. Hey, John.
Hey, John.
How you guys doing?
Yeah, you showed up. You joined us with a minute left.
Yeah, I was at work, so I'm walking home now.
Okay. Say hi to your teammates. We're going to try to set this up again for next week. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Looking
Hey,
good.
guys,
Are you
how you doing?
practicing?
What's that?